Hey, it's late, and I'm going to stream for like, I don't know, a few minutes, and had nothing to stream about really except for how my day went. And I was like, well, shit, I'm going to tell you about my day. Why don't you come tell me about your day? Like anybody cares, some people do, some people don't. I do. I kind of want to hear what your day was like. I don't know why. I'm in that kind of mood. My day was quick. I actually had a shorter than usual day today. Just the way it worked out, and I have tomorrow's off. So people know that, the day before my day off, I usually get a shorter day. My day just started. Oh no. Well, how's it going so far? But what was your day? I mean, are you like, you must be in Australia because they're like, what time is it in Australia? Like 7 a.m. Alexa, what time is it in Sydney?
In Sydney, it's 4:16 p.m.
Oh, it's 4:16 p.m. Oh, wow, okay. And where you at? I did buy these though. I decided to go and do a little shopping, a little bit more. I was like, I'm gonna get myself something. So I got these wireless earbuds. Look at that. Haven't used them yet. I'm letting them fully charge first. I bought some before, and fun fact, the dog ate one of them, and I couldn't get them to work anyways. I tried getting them to work. I never figured out how to get the Bluetooth connect properly. There's a magical thing you got to do with the code. I couldn't figure it out, so I just put them away. And I guess one of them fell out, and the dog ended up chewing him. Probably ate it too. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try again. They shouldn't be that complicated, but I decided to buy some earbuds and see how that goes. Working nights, actually, but thanks for telling me the time in Australia. You're welcome. You'd like to know what time in Perth? Because that's like 4 hours earlier. Alexa, what time is it in Perth? It should be noon.
In Perth, it's 1:17 p.m.
Okay, so 1. So I'll let you guys know how these work out. But yeah, I decided to buy something for myself. Let's see here. Good day for atheism. Always a good day for atheism, right? Go atheism. Yay. What's your deconversion story? Oh man, I've told it a few times. So that's not how my day went though, but I mean, my deconversion was basically along the lines of I became a theist, right? I joined the Mormon church when I was 17. That was heavily because of a specific girl at the time, obviously. But I think the main reason why I finally said, there's maybe I need to look into this a little more was in 2008 when California had their Prop 8 and they were fighting against gay marriage, and one of the leading opponents of the proposition happened to be the LDS Church. And my belief was very strongly at the time, and still is that no church should be involved in that. And that's just, I was a secularist then, I'm a secularist now. And I'm like, look, if this is purporting to be the true church, which I had already fallen away from quite a bit, right? I was not active during most of that time. I was probably only active for the first 2 years at most. So, I mean, when I was 20, I was already smoking and drinking. I was in the Navy. So really can't say that I really held to any of the tenets past when I was 17 or 18. But when they started to fight against, gay marriage in California, I was like, yeah, this can't be true. I think we all have their own breaking point of what we consider to be deconversion. And then after I started learning more about philosophy, I was like, yeah, there's a lot of issues with the God belief. And so, like everybody else, I became, a non-believer, agnostic. I'm not what people consider as an atheist, but, I think we all go through a deconversion that when people leave religion. And that was one of the biggest things. Religion for me was a lot of social things. I was really into the social aspects, going to the church dances, going to the Sunday school before class, even helping out at Desert Industries, which was a food bank. And I actually enjoyed that. The going to the food bank and helping people. I actually really did enjoy that. And so that kind of stuff I welcome. I think that all churches should do that. I think that all secular society things, when they try to promote what they call it, helping the poor in a city, one thing they need is some type of food bank, whether it be even dry foods or in this case they had not just a pantry, but they had a freezer. You had to walk in and get stuff. But I'm definitely all for that. All for food banks in a city for the elderly, for the poor, for the veterans, all the above. Any kind of thing that helps the community. I'm a huge supporter of. Let's see here. Agnostics are fence sitters. Yes, we are. Yes, but there's plenty of room on that fence, Jeff. if you like to come sit with us on the fence, you're more than welcome to. I think most deconversions happen over a course of an extended period. I can't be traced to a single event. This is true. I think that it's a process when people leave religion. And during the time, though, when I was a theist, I got to tell you, I mean, it is that mindset. Again, teenager, right? I was 17, wasn't an idiot by any stretch of imagination. I had reasons why I joined, and they were pretty good reasons, I thought at the time. But you do realize that over a period of time, there's other explanations possibly, right? And the idea of everything being told is all coming from a God. There's some issues, like I said, and so I think it's a process. And then you start learning about atheist arguments. You start learning about all the arguments that are against God, and of course, there's the arguments for God too, right? I think there's evidence either way, but I am a non-believer, which means that I don't accept the evidence that there is a God as being the case that there is a God. But I don't think it's a single event. I think it is a process. And I think it's occasionally over a period of time, people just say, yeah, you know what? I don't hold the belief any longer. I no longer hold the belief. And again, they call it losing your religion, right? Like R.E.M. song, losing my religion. I think that's the way it goes. I live in Layton, Utah. Oh man, I've had my fair share of conversations with missionaries. Yeah, Layton. Yeah, I lived in St. George, Utah. I moved to near Provo, Utah. I think it was Huntington. There's a lake called the Huntington Lake. I lived up there for a while. I had some missionaries come around the other day, though, and I think they were actually, I think they were Jehovah's Witness. I think I got them confused. True story. They were sisters. Because I said, I said, you guys elders? I saw the badge, and I thought it was the LDS church, and they're like, no, we're sisters. I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, I was Mormon, blah blah blah. And they gave me a little card that had Jesus, a card of Jesus. And I'm thinking Mormons don't do that, at least not these. And so I was reading it. I'm like, no, this is like a 7-day Advent or a Jehovah's Witness thing, and they're called sisters, but I guess they do missionary work as well. So. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you as well. Good to see you. That's right. You're a squid. Yes, I am. Not Squid Games, but actually Navy. Sergeant, U.S. Marine vet. Well, Semper Fi, a 0811 Field Artillery, and recently started delving into philosophy. Who are some of your favorite philosophers? I obviously you're still a Marine, but are you active? Marine's a Marine, obviously Marine. I get that. You're a staff sergeant, so you're an E6, I believe. Staff sergeant at E6, right? Or is that an E7 in the Marines? I was E6, but I think is that staff sergeant? I'm not sure. Kyle. Well, hello. Hey, Kyle.
Hello.
How are you?
Hold on. Is this working?
It's working.
I'm using my phone, so let me, kind of weird. Oh, wait, let me put on my audio. I guess, this is the best I can do for now.
Yeah, it works. How was your day today? How do you know I was streaming? I didn't even post this on Facebook.
No, I follow a YouTube channel, so.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me answer this question so my philosophers are contemporary analytical philosophers. I don't get into the old school. I don't get into the continental philosophers. I obviously, like anybody else, have looked into Hume and Kant and stuff like that. But as far as like the modern philosophers, I love Oppie. I love Draper. I love McCormick. I love Burgess Jackson. I love Linda Zagzebski, who is an epistemologist. I read Armstrong. I've read Drange, Russell. Let's see who else. Carlyle, and those are the more the epistemological ones. The contemporary philosophers. But yeah, Oppie is one of my favorite. And Mackey. Yeah, G.L. Mackey. Huge fan of Mackey. E6. Yeah, okay. So I was frocked E6. Means I got to wear E6 before I got out. So I had the crow and the 3 chevrons, but I never got paid for it. So it says, I have plenty of Mormons come to our house. Very interesting conversations, to say the least. Yeah, you know what? It's been a long time since I talked to Mormon. So, I mean, knowing now what I know, I'm probably be a very different conversation with the LDS if I ever got a chance to talk to the missionaries. I respect what they do as far as their beliefs, because they really do believe it. The missionaries that go on these missions, they really do believe it. They go through a lot of stuff to prepare for that mission. So it's something that they truly hold to be the case. I never went on a mission, so I get that. But do I think that they're misguided? I do, obviously, because I'm not active Mormon. But anyways, Kyle, what do you got? How was your day today?
Pretty good. I mean, I'm a college student, so I've been slammed with that sort of thing. I'm getting a major in philosophy, so this is what I study the most.
Yeah, no, I've been on your webpage, your Facebook, yeah. But
Do you
you're more
actually,
of a.
I have a YouTube channel, right?
I think so. It's been a long while. I mean, did you come on before? Did we have a conversation? I don't remember.
No, it's been. I don't think we've ever talked, Steve.
I don't think. I just follow you on Facebook, and I know you do philosophy stuff.
But
aren't you
I know
Thomist or something?
No, I'm actually the guy that. Okay, so are you aware of the whole like Craig thing? The Kyle that sent in the question to Craig. You're aware of that drama, right?
William Lane Craig?
Yeah, so you're aware of the Kyle that sent in the question to Craig like a while back, and like if you look, if I think Rationality Rules did a few videos, Derek from Myth Vision did a few videos, Paul G did a few videos on that topic.
Vaguely, I think I recall something. Yeah, refresh
Yeah,
my memory on it.
Well, I was the one that.
Craig?
No, yeah, that was basically what I asked him. It's been a while, but I asked him like, okay, so if Christianity requires a lot of work, then shouldn't Jesus appear to us in person, like just to verify, like, hey, this guy, Jesus, he's a real person and he's God. Like, if you're gonna follow this dude, that was basically my question. Like, if you're gonna follow this guy named Jesus, like, shouldn't he appear to you in person?
Well, I've asked very similar questions. I've always said, hey, why isn't Jesus, saying, let's go have lunch, right? Which is the same thing as what you're asking, but just a lot more informal. But my position was this, and see what you think. As a non-resistant non-believer, because I am, I'm non-resistant, I'm a non-believer, so I do hold the whole divine hiddenness argument. But if God did all these amazing things way back when, right? Way back when, he was like, put your finger in my wound and watch these miracles, and I appeared to all these different people. They got to see things that we didn't see. So why is it any different? If it's like, I look, if I saw Jesus performing miracles, and obviously not just like stage magic, but I mean, it was like, Jesus. Yeah, I would believe, but I don't understand the whole principle behind why salvation is based upon just belief. That to me is not a reasonable way for an omnibenevolent, omniscient, and omnipotent being to be saying your total salvation is based upon whether you just believe in them or not. That's incoherent to me. Well, I should say it's incoherent. It's coherent, but it's not rational. It's not epistemically rational.
I do agree with you, Steve, on that. And I'm not like a full-blown universalist, but I am a hopeful universalist, and I do think that it's most probably the case that most people like. I think it's most probably the case that everyone would be said. I can't say for sure, just because like I can't predict people's psychology, like what they're gonna do. But
but hopeful universalism is basically you can't say one way or another whether all men are saved, but you hope that they are. It's hopeful. That's what it is. Hopeful universalism.
Yeah.
But you'd be a Christian then, of some kind.
Yeah, I'm a Catholic.
Catholic. Okay, so I thought you were more of a Thomist. Do you go into Thomism?
I've actually criticized Thomism at least a few times. So yeah.
Roman Catholic then?
Yeah, Roman Catholic.
And when did you become a Catholic?
Actually last year, because I used to be a Protestant like for most of my life.
What? You went Protestant to Catholic? Did they whoa. Do they know that? Did they let you do that?
My parents didn't care.
That's a jump.
I didn't really have much resistance to it from my family members, so it was fine.
Yeah. And what made you become a Catholic?
A lot of different reasons, mostly stuff in the papacy that I researched, especially on the Jewish roots of a lot of the Catholic doctrines. So there's a scholar, his name is Brian Pitre, I believe, and he has a lot of works on Mary, on the Eucharist. He hasn't written a book on this, but he does have a few lectures on the origins of the papacy, like the Jewish roots of the papacy. And I think just overall, I think Catholicism is it's a much more coherent system of beliefs, and it's also it fits a lot more with like ancient Judaism than like modern forms of like Protestantism. So
why don't you just become Jewish then? Become one of my people. I'm because I'm
well,
culturally Jewish.
it's
my
because I
mom's
think
Jewish.
Jesus is the Messiah, so I have to conditionalize it
Oh,
on
okay.
Jesus being the Messiah. Yeah.
So do you believe that the Jews are basically the chosen people? They got it all right except for that one minor detail.
Yeah, so I do think that like God did communicate with them, and like that was his kingdom in the Old Testament, but then once Jesus came along, then Jesus sort of expanded the covenant to everybody. And like he was the Messiah, and like that was supposed to be, you know, like if he was the Messiah, then he was the one that like the Jews should have followed him, and they decided not to. And it is what it is.
Well, so what happens to the Jews that don't follow him then? I mean, obviously,
well, I mean,
I
they
understand
just
your
don't.
whole
I mean,
universalist,
I'm not going to claim that they're going to go to hell. I mean, I wouldn't
right.
make that argument. I think that God will forgive them.
You don't think the scripture mandates that?
Yeah, so I'm an inclusivist when it comes to that. I think they might have certain reasons to think that Jesus is not, who he claims to be, but I think at the end of the day, I think God will forgive them of what they've,
That's mighty kind of you. I mean, again, all he's got to do is, again, I know it sounds hackneyed, right? I understand there's a lot of bad actors in the atheist community and the non-believer communities that just say, hey, God, show me a sign. And it's not, and I don't want anybody to think that's what it is. A non-resistor, non-believer is not asking for a sign. All they're saying is that, look, if they're given a sign, they're not going to just, poo-poo it away, right? In fact, there's something called friendly atheism, which, are people that say, hey, look, we're not atheists, or friendly theism, we're not theists. But we're not against them. We're not saying that you should, that you shouldn't be atheist, you shouldn't be theist. And so they respect both positions. They think both can be rationally justified. And I am that case too. I'm a friendly theist. I'm a friendly.
So do you think
as far
that,
as that?
Okay, so do you think that theism and atheism are both rational?
Yeah.
Okay, because I do too.
But here's the caveat. Rationality is subjective. Rationality is mind-centered, right? You cannot have any kind of rationality for something like a rock, unless you're Aaron Ra.
Yeah.
If you're on Ra, then who knows, right? But for an individual, when we say something's rational, that means that we have epistemic reasons for those beliefs. And so when you ask, is atheism and theism rational? For the most part, I take it to being, can somebody rationalize them? Then yes, Now, if you say something like it's flat Earth rational, then I would probably obviously say no, right? Because could it be rationalized to an individual? Yes, relative to the individual, somebody might be able to rationalize flat Earth in some way to justify their belief because maybe they're just 2 years old or something, But for an adult, it's going to be very, very difficult. The bar to justify something like flat Earth is very difficult. So it's hard to say if something in and of itself, not relative to something, is justifiable or not. I think that anything is justifiable unless it's a contradiction. Contradictions, to me, are inherently unjustifiable. You cannot say, I rationally believe that X does not equal X. I can't think of a way to rationalize that, right? Maybe you can. I can't, though.
No, well, I mean, there is like forms of non-classical logic out there, but I wouldn't go that route.
Oh, yeah, no, for dialtheism, if you're a dialtheistic logic or paraconsistent logic, sure, but we're talking about sentential, just regular classical logic. And the classical logic, it'd be hard to press to rationalize believing a contradiction. Now, when you start getting into things like dialtheistic logics, it's a whole different ballgame. But even then, these are holding things without principle of explosion only, and so they some paraconsistent,
right?
So it's, I mean, for a Catholic, do I hold a position that seems incoherent to you?
No, I mean, what is your position? Are you an agnostic? You just don't know if there's a God?
Well, I hold that agnosticism with respect to the God proposition has absolutely nothing to do with knowledge, because it doesn't. It is the position that you don't have a position on the proposition. In other words, you don't believe there's God, you don't believe there's not a God, right? You don't have a position either way. Now, in the epistemic realm, then sure, you can start talking about nobilities of God. But if you're just talking about God propositions itself, does God exist, which is an ontological question, agnosticism has nothing to do with knowledge. And anyone who says otherwise, I will tell you right now, has never read anything about agnosticism. They haven't, because every source will tell you that is just wrong for them to say that. If you talk about the question about God's existence, agnosticism is the position, the psychological state of being agnostic on the proposition where you do not have a belief either way. Do you agree?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Yay!
Am I breaking up?
No, you're fine. You're fine. But that's how I've been trying to explain it for years. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad faith actors that just say, "Well, Steve's wrong," and then but the people that know the topic, the experts, will go, "Well, no, he's not." And here's all the literature on it, and they're like, "Oh, poo-poo literature." Oh, okay. Cindy Rella says, "Okay."
No, let's go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, I think the reason why people want to like keep that atheism label is for political reasons. It seems like
it's for political and demographics. Yeah, absolutely. Cindy Rella says, "I believe in God, but not a fan of religion. That's just me, and that's fine. Look, there you can be a theist, and you can be a theist and be anti-theist at the same time. Believe it or not, you can say, look, I'm a theist. I believe there's God, but I'm against organized religion, and that's perfectly fine. In fact, there's a lot of theists that are against organized religion, and especially against some kind of theocracy. Because can you imagine? Like, look at your particular belief system, right? And Cindy, you do the same thing. Look at your particular belief system. If all of a sudden the United States picked up something that was God oriented, but it wasn't your particular flavor of it. Man, in fact, let's say it was like Jehovah's Witness. All of a sudden, the United States started promoting Jehovah's Witness as a religion. Sure, let's believe in God, but wouldn't it be your particular flavor? Would you want that kind of theocracy based upon, everything now becomes non-secular, and that you're living in a state that has to enforce religious beliefs based upon, Jehovah's Witness? Would you be cool with that? Because I wouldn't.
No,
be.
I mean,
Right.
I've been in, let's just say I've been in long conversations back and forth on Catholic. I think it's Catholic integralism or something like that. And I am highly, highly against that. And I think Vatican II actually went against that as well. I'm not totally sure on that, but
What was it called?
Catholic integralism, I believe. It has this weird
Why do you all make
name
stuff?
to
Why do
it.
you have all these names and stuff? Why does the Catholics have all these weird names of things like hyperstasis or I don't know. They have these weird Catholic names. It's just like I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Thomas is the same way. Weird names for things.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's basically a position where the government and the church are like one and the same, so to speak. And like at least the laws that government passes have to like match with Catholic morality or something.
Wow, that would be that would drive me nuts, man.
So.
That would drive me nuts. Oh my God. I check Facebook every so often when I get home, and it's like, I swear to God, most people that are on Facebook never read what I actually write to them. Because when they respond to me, they clearly didn't read what I wrote in any great context. I don't know why I even bother.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
So how was your day today? Did you convert anybody to Christianity or to Catholicism?
No. Although I know a few people that have converted to Catholicism more recently. I'm not going to mention them just for privacy's sake, but
that's fine. They can do it themselves. You don't need
I know some
you don't
people
need to help them
that have converted recently, so I'll give them that. Anyways, I probably should get going. I have class tomorrow, so it was nice talking.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Thanks, Kyle. So I'm typing to somebody now who doesn't understand the difference between saying something is the case, believing something is the case, and saying that you can prove something is the case. This is called a straw man. When somebody says, if I say to you, like 0.99 and repeat equals 1, and you say prove it, I'm like, well, I didn't claim I could prove it, even though I can, obviously. But when you make the comment, the statement like there's a God, nobody should be going to you around to you and saying, hey, prove it, because that's not your claim. Your claim is there's a God. Your claim is not I can prove there's a God. Those are vastly two different claims. Just like people can say, look, I believe that 0.99 repeating equals 1. Well, why? Well, we learned it in calculus, and I just have faith in my teacher at this point that is correct, but I can't prove it. But I believe it to be true. Well, why do you believe it to be true? Because we're teaching in class and we're learning stuff, and I'm paying good money for these calculus classes. And I assume they're not teaching me anything that's bogus, right? So you can have rationalities for your particular belief. You can say, well, why are you justified to believe that 0.99 repeating equals 1 if you can't prove it? Well, because I'm learning the math, but I don't know enough to prove it yet. So there's a lot of people like that. Now, fortunately, I can't prove it multiple different ways, but just because you claim something to be the case doesn't mean you have to prove it. So that's what I'm explaining to somebody on Facebook now. It just blows my mind. They don't get it at all. So I'm like, so you don't understand there's a difference between claiming X and claiming you can prove X. Anyways, so how was your guys' day? That's what I only want to talk about today. What was your guys' day today? And I'm gonna probably pass out. Let's see here. Well, I'll wait for the chat to catch up a little bit so we can see how your day was. All right. Big old words. Yeah. Catholics have a lot of big words, man. I don't understand a lot of the Catholics' terminology. Have you looked at the diocese stuff? I don't know how they memorize that stuff. Yeah. Here, let's look at some of the Catholic words. Glossary of the Catholic Church. Abscess, abbot, acolyte, actual grace, ad lima visitus, Alexandrian rite, altar server, altarage, ombo. What is ombo? What the hell's ombo? A pulpit is a raised stand for preachers in a Christian church. Well, I know what a pulpit is, but what's an ombo? I guess it's a type of pulpit. AMBO. Did you guys know that? Well, you guys want to play guess what it means without looking it up? Because you'll cheat. I know you guys will cheat. What the hell is AMBO? Never heard of that pulpit. I guess it's a type of pulpit. What's the difference between an ambo and a pulpit? Ambo in the Christian liturgy is a raised stand formerly used for reading the gospel or epistle, first used in early basilicas. Who knew? Who knew this? Did anybody know this? I didn't know this. All right, let's play guess the glossary of the Catholic Church. And come on, no cheating. Come on, no cheating. All right, I'll put a word up there, and you tell me what it means. So, what is this word here? A movability. What is a movability? And I'll know if you're cheating, because if you look it up and it's like exactly what it says word for word. What is a movability? Anybody know? It's a position in canon law, by the way. I'll tell you that. See if you can catch up there. Brandon, what does a movability mean?
This works.
What does a movability mean? Brandon, your phone sucks.
Immovability?
Yeah, AMOVIBILITY. A movability. Nobody? I tell you what it means. It is.
Is it movable?
Nope. It is the condition that applies to Roman Catholic priests who can be removed from the parish or post by their bishop. Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, who knew? I'm just an A's, by the way. What is this word in the Catholic liturgy? AMBRY. These are probably easy compared to some of them.
Sounds like a ceremony.
An aubrey.
Like
an
a
aubrey.
ceremony. Like...
Does anybody know what an aubrey is for the Catholic Church? Come on, all you good Catholics out there. Come on, nobody knows what an aubrey is? I had no idea, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't go to church. So.
I didn't go. I went to one Catholic church one time, and it was a miserable experience, and I never will go back. I just didn't like it at all. Nobody knows what it is. It is a place for
Sorry.
It is a place for keeping tools. I'm not even kidding. It is a place for keeping tools.
Oh boy.
Yes, it's not a people. On aubrey is a form of medieval form, almarium, Latin, a place for keeping tools. Who knew? Who knew this? I'm telling you, man, that you got to have a PhD to be a Catholic. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, this one I kind of knew a little bit. This one I kind of knew. Beatification. This one some people might be able to get. Because this one I have heard.
Does my phone really stop?
You don't need the camera. It might save your bandwidth a little bit. Immobility is something that happens to a priest when there's a scandal involving Catholic priests. Yeah, they could remove you, but they don't, right? They just give you to somebody of the parish.
And how is it now?
Better. Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Nobody knows what beatification is?
It's like a step towards sainthood.
Yes. Yes, it is. Close. I'll give you that.
Yes.
Very good. It is. Yes. No, it is.
Yeah.
It is a recognition, according to the Catholic Church, of a deceased person's entrance into heaven and capacity to intercede on behalf of individuals who pray in their name. Wow. That's a mouthful.
Step towards sainthood. That's
Yeah. Huh. I'm going to give you that one, Brandon, because that's pretty good. Good. I had no idea.
yeah.
Well, no, actually,
I want to let the documentaries.
I'm sorry. That one actually I kind of did a little. I shouldn't say I had no idea on that one. The other ones I had no idea. You want a hard one? You want a real hard one?
Give it to me.
All right. Let me find out, and I
Don't
know you're not
that.
Let me find something. Oh, what's this one? I have no idea. Okay. What's this? Decalcification.
Decalcification?
I'm not making this up, dude. I am not making this up. Decalcification. I don't. Cindy, come on. You want to guess on a decalcification?
Yeah, I don't know.
It is. Dun dun dun. Let me put it in there. It means removal of footwear. I'm not Catholic. I don't know these terms. I'm not dogging on Catholics either. I just don't know these terms. So I'm not. I mean, I have Catholics that watch. I have no idea. They probably know what they. Yeah, I can't. He's like, I can't pronounce it. Yeah, so they probably don't even know what this stuff means.
That's interesting.
Here, I'll give you another one. Exclustration.
That sounds kind of dirty, honestly.
It sounds like a biological function.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Excalcation.
Yes, it does.
You want to take a guess what it is? Excalcation?
It sounds like it might hurt.
Sounds like it might hurt.
Yeah.
All right. This it is. In the canon law of the Catholic Church, excalcation is the official authorization for a member of a religious order, in short, a religious bound by perpetual vows to live for a limited time outside their religious institute, usually with a view to discerning whether to depart definitely. In other words, I guess like a monk goes away from their monastery or something like that. I don't know.
It sounds like Rum Springer for the Amish.
Yeah, well, sort of. Yeah, I mean, I guess that kind of would be. I mean, they determine whether they want to remain Amish or not, right?
Yeah, they go out into the world and
We'll give one more. It's going to be a short stream tonight. Keno's wants to go to sleep. How was your day? You want to tell me how your day was? She's like, no.
Well, I just stayed home. I don't do much. Stayed home on I streamed a couple of times.
All right, one more. Ready for this one? This one, I do know what this one is. This one, I do know. Hypostasis. I know what hypostasis is in the Catholic Church. This is about the easiest one.
Some practice of doing something, it sounds like.
Nope. It has to do with the relationship of nature of God to man being a... and reality. So hypostasis is the underlying state or underlying substance that is the fundamental reality and supports all else. And so Jesus was fully man fully God, fully universe. I don't know, but whatever. Look, my philosophy is this: if God wants you to have a PhD in order to understand this stuff, he's making it far more complicated than it needs to be. Because as Kyle Alexander came in and said, just show up, just say hi. I mean, most people would be like, cool, but again, why would it be predicated upon belief? If Jesus was doing it thousands of years ago, he had no reason not to do it now. I don't see why it would be predicated on belief, because they got to talk to him back then. they could say, look, we believe because we're able to talk to you. Now, granted, they probably weren't as discriminatory in their beliefs as we are now. Most people in the 21st century in 2022 are probably a little more. Ooh, are you eating your mic?
Oh no, I was breathing into it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little bit more. Most people are a little bit more discriminatory. So when they see things, they don't automatically go, "Oh, it's from the gods," right? But back then, like for example, I'll give you an example today. We had a major dust storm today. Major dust storm. It was probably 50-mile-an-hour gust. It was so bad you couldn't see. And so back then they might have said, "Oh, that might have been it's called a haboob." You know what a haboob is? Yeah, seriously, it's called a haboob. I'm not even looking this up. Look at guys. This is what we had today. I'm not even lying. Haboob. That's the name. That's what it's called. It's called a dust storm. It's an intense dust storm, and we had one literally today in the valley, and it was mind blowing. It came in, lasted about half hour, 45 minutes most, but it was just a wall of dust. And I've only seen one haboob before, and it was in Phoenix. Maybe more, but it was always in Arizona. I've seen them before, but I remember one specifically. We were in a hotel in Phoenix, and this haboob was out there, and we're like, "What is that? Is that a cloud? It's like turning gray." And all of a sudden, the skies got darker, they grayer, and we're like, "Is that sand?" And this mofo was thousands of feet in the air. We're not talking like just dust. A haboob is like thousands of feet or something like that, and it's a wall of dust. And this mofo just came in and just sandblasted in Phoenix. And we had something very similar happen today.
I lived in an apartment complex once that was in the way of a storm once, and it passed through the complex where we were, and everything was covered in dirt afterwards.
Yeah, everything's it's a mess out there.
There's going to be another dust bowl within the next decade.
There's trash everywhere. Everywhere. I'm down by closer to the Salton Sea, so I'm in the Coachella area. Essentially, you can say I live in Coachella. But the wall came in from the Santa Rosa Mountains, and people saw it come in. And from the Salton Sea, which is like again not that far. I could probably walk to the Salton Sea if I wanted to. But it's not. If you was it 20 miles? Yeah, it's not, whatever. Good afternoon, Landon, Kurt, Noel. Good afternoon, good evening, good evening, depending on your time zone. Current work. Well, my current weather forecast is a haboob. We had a haboob today. Like literally had a haboob in California, and it was impressive. It was impressive. Dude, you could look. People thought, is it raining outside? They didn't know what the hell we were looking at. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a haboob. It's a storm. And then of course we had an advisory. Alexa, what are the advisories today?
For India, California, a blowing dust advisory is in effect until
Thursday,
the
blowing dust advisory.
8 p.m. and a dust storm warning is in effect until Thursday, October 6th.
Yeah. Ice storms are also impressive, like sandstorms. Yeah, well, ice storms are probably worse because ice storms are dangerous, and icicles can kill you. The dust, what are you gonna do? Choking hazards, but yeah, it was nasty. It was really nasty, and I don't know what caused it today.
Palm trees over here.
Oh, the palm trees were almost blowing over. But so people are all talking about it on the news and stuff like that. I guess came in from Calexico and then blew over to Mecca and the Salton Sea, and I'm just right north of that Mecca, basically, for the people who don't know the area. But yeah. My Alexa's trying to answer you. Can you hear that happened the other day. Kano was watching a TikTok and they were talking to Alexa, and all of a sudden this one here started answering. That was funny. But yeah, so did anybody know what a haboob was? Anybody? Haboob? Haboob.
Oh.
Haboob. Yeah, look, I wouldn't want an ice storm to come. That does some major damage because I've been in hail that have been golf ball size, and that can do some serious damage. But I gotta tell you, people didn't know what was going on. They were like, "Holy cow! Is it the end of the world? Is it Armageddon?" It blocked out the sun. What was left of it? Someone's going down.
Kids were like, "Did they finally shoot a missile over here somewhere?"
Yeah, it was because people had no idea what was going on. It was bad too. You couldn't see, I couldn't see the parking lot, and it was just, and there was cyclonic activity too. I mean, it's not like tornadoes, but there was cyclonic dust devils everywhere. Dust devils are not the same thing as a tornado.
what they're called. What?
But that's how my day
Dust
was. My day was
devils
looking at
are like mini tornadoes.
no, completely different principle. The tornadoes and dust devils do not exist on the same level as far as how they come into being. A dust devil basically is just because you have temperature inversions. But where'd he go? But a tornado has to do with the fact you have massive airflow that starts going like this through convections. And then that convection starts getting angular momentum. And as it angular momentum, it starts turning. And starts turning, it picks up speed like a skater. And so when it's vertical like this, it's spinning really, really fast. So it starts off this airflow like this, but as it starts rotating and getting on its side, it goes faster and faster. That's how a tornado is. But a dust devil is just difference in temperature when you just get like cyclonic activity. You know, lost power for a few days. We didn't lose power, but you weren't here the other night, but I was telling people that I got home from work and the light bulb here is burned out. And I didn't know that. So I was turning on the light bulb and I'm thinking, are we out of power? What happened? The power was paid. And why is it got no juice? But then I looked over and I saw that my alarm clock was lit. And I'm like, well, if there's no power, why would my alarm clock be lit? Because it's on AC. So I was like, did we blow a fuse or a breaker or something? Because that would explain why this doesn't work. And then, it crossed my mind for a fleeting second. I'm like, am I having a lucid dream? Because in lucid dreams, light switches don't work. I don't know who this is. Who's this? Don't know who this is. Maybe it's Brandon. I don't know. Oh, it is Brandon. Okay. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry.
It's okay.
Maybe I
that's how
should
my
get
day
on
was.
my computer.
I don't know. Well, I don't know why you're not. I don't know. Why
Okay, I will.
But I'm not going to be here for much longer. But yeah, go ahead. I had a house totally blown away by a tornado when I was a teenager. It took our vehicles. That's scary. I did know somebody. I have a friend who lives around the corner from me. Somebody who I really did care about at one time a lot. Still do. She's amazing. We're supposed to head out one of these days too. Maybe I should call her up. But anyways, she actually experienced a tornado firsthand, and it blew the roof off or something. And she actually could feel. I remember her telling me the story. She actually could feel it pulling. I mean, she was in the bathtub or something like that. But I mean, it was her horrifying experience. When you got winds out there and you feel like you're going to be sucked out like a vacuum. But yeah, she lived through an actual tornado. That's scary. Yeah. Nova Scotia had a stronger hurricane? That seems weird. You think that the hurricane would be more along the lines of something on the Atlantic, way lower towards Cuba, Havana, that area, because that's where you get some of these very strong tropical storms and hurricanes that turn into Cat 3, 4, and 5s by the time it hit Florida or Texas. But Nova Scotia is much higher, much higher for Canada, but you still have some pretty good hurricanes up there. Yeah, well, hey, guess what, Landon? You may not realize this, but as a planetary scientist, you probably do. Climate change is a real thing, like legit real thing. So yeah, I think things are wonky. I think they're about to get worse. I really do concern myself what kind of planet we're going to have when my daughter's, my age. I won't be around, obviously. But I guess theoretically I could. Yeah, I mean, 40 years from now. Yeah, I'll be old. I'm old now. I'll be older, But, what's going to happen when, our kids are 50, 60 years of age? It's going to be a different planet, I have a feeling. I think the climate change is going to be significant. I think there's going to be a lot of loss of coastal areas. I think there's going to be a lot of flooding. I think there's going to be mass mega floods. And again, I'm not a conspiracy person, so I'm the last person to buy into conspiracy stuff. But I think it's an inevitability when it comes to the planet that we've crossed a tipping point. And by listening to the scientists, the actual experts, they all seem to agree that there are going to be cataclysmic things happening, and they're going to be happening within the next century. And I think they're exactly right. I absolutely believe that. I look, the climate has changed since I was a kid. It's much hotter annually than it was. Even just a few degrees is significant. The models show another third-year record of La Nina, which is obviously going to create much higher temperatures, more drought. Yep. More excessive water events in the far Pacific. Sure, I think the models are going to be correct, and I think we're experiencing drought. We've had drought in California for a long time. Go look at the people. People may not have looked at this recently, but go look at Lake Mead. Go look at most of the lakes in California. They are significantly lower. We're not talking like low level. We're talking about almost empty. It's gotten so bad that some of the lakes in Nevada have dried up to the point where bodies that were, dumped overboard are coming back up. That it's not sustainable. We're having significant drought here. I can't even tell you the last time we had a good rain. Yeah, sure, we had a rain a little bit, not too long ago, but I mean, it's nothing of any consequence.
I'm back.
Yeah, but that was nothing. I'm talking about we need massive continual rain for days on end. We need biblical 40 days, 40 nights of just rain.
Yeah, California definitely needs flooding.
Yeah, where's Jesus? You told Jesus to take the wheel.
No, I don't say that. I say
Yeah.
just fix it.
Well, he's gonna fix something we broke. It's his planet. He's in charge of it. I can't even believe California exists from the fires. Oh, they've gotten bad too. I've seen a lot of fires in California. I've been all over the place in California, and almost always in summertime, there's fires. When I was in Sun City, there was a whole bunch of fires toward Yucca Valley. There was fires down by the military base, brush fires. The ones up near north, I mean, those are just, thousands and thousands of square miles burned.
And we're overdue for a big earthquake too. I mean,
I think we're going to have a big earthquake, but I think before we have the big earthquake, there's going to be a mega flood. Slam RN,
that's
hey,
possible.
how's Slam RN? How you been? She says, wait until the sun blows up into a red giant, then complain. Yeah, we're going to be inside of that. When the sun becomes a red giant, Mercury and Venus are gone. We're going to be probably somewhere just outside of the chronosphere of the sun when it's a red giant. We got Landon in the live chat there. He's an expert on this, so he could probably confirm or deny. But from what I understand, Mercury and Venus are going to be gone, and then Earth is going to be a boiling cesspool of lava.
No life.
No life. No life.
Okay,
No life.
thanks. Scare me.
It's 5 billion years from now. You ain't got to worry about it. She's got to worry about something that has 5. By the way, did you see my deep thought for today?
Oh,
Brandon?
no.
When I go to work,
I did.
sometimes I just want to put a deep thought out there. And so to see what the people say. And so my deep thought today was, I don't think Landon responded to it, but this is my deep thought. Ready for this?
Yeah.
I said, I call them deep ponderings. What if NASA's DART mission that struck Dimorphos and the moon Didymos actually committed genocide of some microorganic life there, and now they're just waiting billions of years more to eventually evolve and strike us back? Think about that. Think about that. They're planning ahead. So when that DART mission hit that asteroid's moon, and there's any kind of microbial life, and we took out most of it, and 5 billion years, those mofos want revenge. Just saying, think about that. Think about that. They're gonna come back, man. They're
gonna kill us all.
Landon says our atmosphere is trapping more energy. A more energetic atmosphere makes for more extremes, colder snaps, hotter heat waves, more hurricanes over long seasons. Yeah, and way back when though, there was something. I know Landon remembers this, but back before your time, Brandon, there was something called carbon tetrafluorides and CFCs, carbon tetrafluoride things, or whatever it is. They're basically what you would find in things like this, actually. And so it acts as a propellant. I don't think this has carbon tetrafluoride thing, but let me look. Doesn't even have ingredients. But anyways, these CFCs were banned for the most part. You can't, in fact, even when you did Freon, removal. So you had to have a very specific system so the Freon didn't get into the atmosphere because this causes a reaction with the ozone layer and produces holes in us like that. But we do have an atmosphere that has, because of carbon gases, retaining thermal energy. You can't retain heat, but you can retain thermal energy. So what happens when you have retained thermal energy? Things get hotter, right? So, and it does affect the ecology, because now you have all these more hotter currents. You have more energetic hurricanes. So,
Well, doesn't the atmosphere actually leak off of space, but we make enough oxygen that it won't completely go off? You know?
well, but yeah, we're not worried about the oxygen going away completely. What we're worrying about is that the heat, it's going to be in the system. The thermal energy that is stored in the system.
Yeah.
You can't store heat, but you can store thermal energy. It causes a overall effect with the climate, that you can have more energetic hurricanes, tornadoes, ice ages, and things of that nature. And yeah, we're going to have a problem with the water, I think, long before the giant phase. I think the oceans, once we start cleaning off the organisms in the oceans, the plankton, that we're going to be screwed. I think that I think that's just about the point where we can't survive as a species. It'll be like wiping out the dinosaurs.
Yeah, definitely one.
You can say the same about Florida. Well, here's the thing about Florida. Florida's flat, right? It's not much about Florida that's above sea level. So what happens when you have rising tides in the ocean? Cindy asked me, "Are you a fan of Elon Musk?" I really like him for what I know, which isn't much, honestly. Yeah, I'm cool with Elon Musk. Yeah, I mean, dude's a multi-billionaire. God bless him, I guess. You know, does he do any of his own inventions or anything? No, he buys everything. But I don't care.
Can though, some fuck. Why not?
If you were 300 or 250 billion dollars, you can do what the hell you want.
I do it too. I do the same thing he's doing, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you could do after that. You know. No, I'm the number one grifter. I've earned that spot apparently on the grifties. Let me check. Am I still number one, Brandon?
Oh, I haven't checked in a while. Shit.
I haven't either. Sorry.
I thought I voted for you.
Oh yeah. Oh, Unirock's on there now. He's number 38. There you go.
Unirock.
Yeah, we can't let Unirock. Why would you put him on there? We don't want these people to win. If you win, you're gonna get. Look, I'm number one, and if I win, I get to go on the show with Hotep Jesus, and we get to have a party with Molly Golightly and Charlotte on the web. We've already decided the three of us are gonna have a party together. So
sweet.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to win this. Absolutely, that's huge. Actually, I'll be like. Yeah. That's name recognition, and Hotep Jesus, he finds it. You know, it's all comedy stuff to him. You know, I've already given him all the stuff that people have said. I'm like, here's this and this. Oh yeah, I've done this and this, and yeah, he knows it all, man.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm number one. Then okay, so Brand, what are you eating?
Chewing gum.
You don't chew gum on mic. You know this.
Yeah, but protocol. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. So here's the Brandon. I'm number one. Molly Golightly's number two. Okay. Charlie's number three. So those are going to be the top three, I think. We got to the end of the year. Then Ken Hovind is number four. Really, guys? Ken Hovind? He should be number one, but that's okay. Joel Olstein, he should be number one too. Shirley DeCastro is number 6. He should be number 1 too. And Katie Joy, number 7. She should be number 1. So Kent, Joel Olstein, and Shirley should be definitely 1, 2, and 3, and 4. But I would put for personally, I'd put Katie first because personal reasons. Katie, Kent, Chili, then Joel Olstein. Well, no, Katie, Joel Olstein, Kent, and then Chili. But it's probably more along the lines of because Chili's more hated. Chili, Kent, Joel, and Katie, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, if you grift once, you're a grifter.
I am number 1 on that poll. Yes. Yes, Landon.
Yes.
And Union Rock is number 38. Nick Rakita is number 11. Nick Rakita lost his Twitter, by the way. You know that?
Wow.
Yeah, Nick Computer lost his Twitter. He's on Rooster now or something. Amber Heard is number 13. Donald Trump is 14. Come on, I got to vote for Amber Heard, man. Jesus Christ, people. Yeah, and by the way, this channel that does this, even though it's 3,000 for the grifties, the main channel has 80,000 subs. You don't think they're going to promote the hell out of that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The three of us are going to absolutely collect our award. I already talked, put it out there. Molly has agreed, and Charlotte has agreed. The three of us are going to go collect that award together and be proud of it, man. And we're going to be going, what the hell do we do? But whatever, we're like the world's worst grifters.
Yeah, make like a thing out of it. Tape it.
Why
even
not?
live.
Why not?
Do it live. Yeah, just
Why
go
not,
live
man?
on YouTube or something. Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. It just shows that by using bots, you can make anybody win, right? But that's fine. I mean, as far as I know, I don't think this is against the rules. I have no idea because it's about grifting. So I would imagine they have rules, but there's nowhere on the site where it talks about any kind of rules. So I think it's a free for all, from what I understand. I guess.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. So funny because they have on the YouTube channel is 3,000, but like I said, their main channel is 72,000. So follow the Grifties awards. Oh, the Grifties don't even exist anymore. At the bottom it says at Grifties. It doesn't have that account any longer. Wow, that's bogus.
Oh, it is.
You can vote every hour and you can vote from every platform, but the problem is it doesn't matter. You got people using bots. Once you use bots, you're done. Because I mean, bot can do it every second for all day long.
Spam forever, yeah.
What's the prize? You say medal or what? No, but you get name recognition and people come sub to you. I mean, if they put it on
man.
Yeah, if they put it on their channel that has 80,000 subs, and you're like, hey, yeah, come check out my stuff. I do philosophy and science. Get a couple people out of it. That's the best grift there is. Just say, look, come follow me because I'm number one. Come see what it's all about, baby.
It's how many people vote at the house going out.
Landon says, Ken
So
Hogan
like
is
everybody in total.
what's that?
How many votes are there total for everybody?
It doesn't show. It doesn't show. But Landon says, come on, Ken Hovind is a much better grifter than Steve. Well, I agree with you. Ken Hovind is a professional grifter. I'm an amateur. Sorry, Steve. No, I don't take it personally. Look, I could try to be one and take from Kent if you want me to. I could try Flat Earth or Young Creationism if you want. Flat Earth is flat. Prove me wrong. When it comes to grift, you're a faint shadow of folks like Kent, Trump, and Elon Musk. No offense. I'll live with it. But again, I've looked at Kent for how long now? I know his shtick. I could do it.
You do it backwards.
Yeah, evolution not been proven. We didn't evolve from apes. I get it. By bot attack, the site always crashes immediately. Yes, it does. I've noticed that, by the way. I have seen that the site crash because the bots. Yes, I've gone there and it just doesn't work. That's because the bots. Yes. Oh my God, how many people? How many people nominated by Unirock says nominated by Chris Cadwell, Kit Kat, Anonymous, Tristan, Arizona Sin, and like 6 other people that I can't even see. Damn, he got nominated by a bunch of people.
No.
But I don't want. Yeah, we can't have. No, that would suck. I look at somebody to nominate me and dedicate themselves and voting for me all day and night until I'm number one. It's a hell of a thing when people want you to win something like that. What does that tell you? It tells you they have too much time on their hands. Hi, little mousy girl. That's hilarious, though.
What the fuck did the O became a thing? It was a big thing too.
Yeah, I don't know why Rich doesn't do it. I don't know if we're gonna do it this year.
No, I thought we will. I mean,
once Kyle won, where are you gonna go from there?
Yeah. Then he tweeted once that it will come back.
Maybe.
Sure.
Lanny asks how I define grifter is probably not how I don't know. The way I define grifter is somebody who actually does stuff for money with ill intent or dishonesty or makes shit up. Bad agents, dishonest people, people like prosperity gospel. Those are all grifters. Anybody that's a commentator on the YouTube that lie in order to get donations, that's a grifter. Not like we don't anybody like that, do we? Unira. So those are that when I see the term grifter, it's somebody who does something dishonestly in order to get monetary compensation for it. And I'm against every one of them. I mean, I will never do anything with those types of commentators ever at all, and I avoid them like the plague. And I hope that one day people recognize the difference between people that want to put out information based upon what they believe or what they want out as far as science and philosophy to talk about, and do it honestly, as opposed to those who just make shit up for content. Those are grifters. If you have to make shit up for content and lie to people and do all these what's called live action role playing for alternative reality gaming, you're dishonest. You're a grifter. And some of the names on there are actual real grifters. I'm not a grifter, obviously. Molly's not a grifter. I mean, Molly makes good money, but I don't see ever doing things that I would say would be dishonest for her to make it. Charlotte, not a grifter. Ken Hovind, grifter. Joel Osteen, grifter. Chili DeCastro, grifter, big grifter. Katie Joy, big grifter. Stexenheimer's cat, that's a joke. I don't know who Bobby Law is. Nancy Pelosi, no. Rick Nikita, no. I'm not a fan of Nick Nikita, but he's not a grifter. Amber Heard, I wouldn't call her a grifter either, just dishonest. Donald Trump, yeah. Joe Biden, no. Meghan Markle, no. Tucker Carlson, no. Anthony Fiduci, no. Putin, no. Backwards Barbie, no. The Umbrella Guy, no. So, I mean, very few people on here what I would consider to be an actual grifter that's going to be outright trying to lie to people for money. Charlatans, psychics, fake, people that say they're going to read your future. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I think it's all grifting.
Palmolitos. I think Palmolitos is like that. Or like that.
Yeah, I used to do palm reading, but only to show people that it was nonsense. It's called chiromancy. So the technical name for palm reading is called chiromancy. And I'd be reading their palms based upon books I read on palm reading. I really did read books of palm reading. And I'd be like, your heart line, your head line, your heart, your girdle of Venus, line of Apollo, your fate line. And I'd be like, well, girdle of Venus here shows that you have some kind of stress, or your lifeline doesn't tell you how long you're going to live, but your quality of life. And here it intersects with your headline, so you're very in tune with your thoughts. Your love line is braided, curling up to the mount of Jupiter, which is right here. Very headstrong, very opinionated. But these were things that I knew about the person, kind of stuff, or to kind of like do what's called a cold read. And so I would always let them know it was a trick, right? I never did it for grift. I get a drink maybe bought for me because they thought it was cool trick. But I always let them know this is a trick. This is cold reading. But I swear to God, many times, I had people say, no, you got a gift. You don't think that you're using your gift, but you're using your gift to do this because you're so spot on. It's not a trick. It really does work. I'm trying to explain it. No, my point is to tell you it's not working. I have no special powers. It's bullshit. Okay. But they really do believe in it very strongly, to the point where they're even telling you, no, you think it's bullshit, but man, you do it so well, you have a gift. Have you experienced anything like that before? Ever? Backwards Barbie does beg, and that be true. I don't follow Backwards Barbie, so I don't know. But just because you beg for money, I don't know if that's necessarily grifting. I think, again, the content, if you're lying for it, if you're putting out misinformation, like a lot of channels have been doing, then yeah, I call that grifting, because you're not doing it honestly. If Backwards Barbie just says, look, I'm putting this out as my opinion, send me some money, I am not going to call that a grift.
Yeah, I know what code reading is. I was muted that whole time.
Yeah, it's okay. Molly Go Lively, but again, I got no issue with Molly. I don't know her well enough. If she's lied about something, I'm not aware of it, but I don't follow her that much. Might pop into her stream every so often, but she's been civil to me. So as far as the communication we have out online, I've never talked to her in person. But again, that grifting to me is somebody is a scammer. Yeah.
Grifting is a form of scamming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sorry, but I definitely believe that Ken Hovind is a big time scammer. I don't think he even believes his nonsense any longer. I think he doesn't care one way or another, but he's so dishonest. Because I mean, to perpetuate such a narrative that evolution's false and the Earth is only 6,000 years old, you have to be extremely, extremely convinced for whatever reason for your religious beliefs, which I do know a few people like that, or you just have to be very dishonest. He's in the dishonest category.
He's definitely dishonest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And flat earthers are the same way. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Germanism was one of the biggest grifters on the planet as far as like flat Earth. And here's the thing: I barely make anything off YouTube. What am I grifting? I barely have made it. I've lost money, if anything. So I mean, I do this because I want to. Yeah. And if I get $10 a stream, I'm happy. But is that really a significant amount for 2 hours worth of streaming? I make and even that after taxes like $7. So that's not a hell of a grift, right?
Yeah, YouTube is kind of fun. It can be fucked up sometimes, but it's fun.
Oh, it's majorly screwed up. That's why I just do this kind of stuff, and occasionally I do my philosophy, but I just don't care any longer. I've lost all sense of caring. I really have. Lawrence says, "How's it going, everyone? We're talking about how people's days were, and then it migrated into the grifties. So, how was your day, Lawrence?"
And I'm smoking.
And I don't smoke. But how was your day, Lawrence? Tell us about your day. Come on, panel.
Do you do edibles?
I have had done. Yeah, they help me sleep. I've had done edibles. I don't smoke. I haven't smoked anything in 7 years, but the times I have had edibles, they do make me fall asleep. I will give you that. The indica. Yeah, but I have to be very, very modest in it. The last time I tried a higher dosage was like 20 milligram, I think it was, of sativa. I didn't much care for it.
Yeah, sativa's the apple, indica's the one that'll calm you down. Sativa brings you up.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, Joby. Again, I don't follow anything.
I only know that.
Yeah, anything related to Mogul lightly, I know nothing about. So, I got enough to deal with in my real life nowadays. I don't care about the YouTube drama with other things. I'll come in and talk about Katie just because why not? But other than that, I don't care. I just don't care. I'd rather hang out with Brandon and have, he can smoke a cigarette and we just talk. Why do I have to get involved in everybody else's drama?
This is not a cigarette. This is weed.
Yeah, whatever. You're legal. You're of age.
Yeah, and Arizona it's legal recreationally. So, yeah.
Yeah, gummies. We get these cookies we had. They're like an Oreo cookie, and they're not bad.
It's legal in California too, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. 100% legal here. And then we have gummies too. But you don't have to get involved, Steve. You just choose to. This is true, but not lately. No, October. I said the first of the year. Nope, not getting involved in any of it. I'm going to be enjoying my life, smiling, having fun, talking about what I want to talk about, and that's it. And the rest, I couldn't give a shit about. Couldn't care. Couldn't let. In fact, I don't know if you were here the other night, but I'm up. They want me to promote. They gave me a promotion starting in January, or offered it to me. And I was talking to one of the guys tonight. I was like, man, I'm sure you heard. And he's like, yeah, because they got together and suggested it. And so I was like, should I take it? He's like, well, it's good for us if you do. We don't know how it's going to be for you though, because again, it's a lot of hours, and I'm old, and I don't want to work a lot of hours. I've done my long days before, but they said it would be better for us if you took the position. And if they don't give it to me, they're going to give it to somebody else, right? And then I have to wait for the position to get opened up again, which could be a very long time. But I don't know.
Yeah. If your buddy can handle it, take it.
Oh, I guess you got to. I guess that's a regular cigarette. You can't smoke online. I guess you can say. I didn't know that. Yeah, you got to smoke with your camera off.
This isn't a cigarette, though.
It's. I know. I guess YouTube doesn't allow it. I don't know. I don't care. We'll blur it out later.
Whoops.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, he's not even lit it yet, so it's not even lit.
I'll stop.
Sure likes to burn one and make sure camera's off. Okay. I don't know. Well, he didn't light it, so it doesn't matter. Nice. There you go. Just burp into the mic. I'm sure a lot of people love this.
No. Sorry.
I do loss prevention. Yes. I catch people doing bad things. Yes. And I'm very good at it, believe it or not. I'm seriously very, very good at it. I was employee of the month just alone because I had one of the highest rates of catching people that were known concealers of things. So yes, I'm very good at what I do. But I've done it before. I mean, I've worked with loss prevention. So, but I do mostly. I mean, the camera stuff is like, 90% of it, catching people with on
Yeah.
camera. Lance says, I believe that grifters knowingly use various forms of deception and fraud successfully to amass wealth by convincing their victims to give them money. Absolutely. Yeah. And, I'm not rich, so I'm doing something seriously wrong.
Sad fishing is a tactic they use.
Yeah, I don't sadfish. I'm like, look,
Yeah.
if you like the content, send. If
Whatever.
you fine. Yeah. I told people, look, I'm frugal, but I bought these for myself today. Right? Cost me a couple bucks. They were cheap. Whatever. Made $10 last night. Spent it on this. Right.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, okay, I want to try something. Again, I don't buy a lot for myself. I don't. This is what I'm saying. If I get this, if I take this promotion, it will be a lot more of my savings. I'm putting the money away in savings account, which I don't touch. But what I do spend myself, occasionally I'll go out for a decent meal. Like I said, I went for a poke bowl the other night. But I was like, you know what? The money I made the other night that somebody was nice enough was Laura gave me $10 last night. And then I think Stuart gave me $10 too. I went out and I bought something for myself. There you go. It's not grifting. But I never said, oh, I need a pair of earphones, send me money. But even if you did, that's not grifting. I couldn't care less. If people say, look,
just asking for money isn't necessarily grifting.
No, it's not at all. No. If somebody says, hey, look, I need this. Can you help me with, help me get a mic? You can help me get a software. I've given a lot of money over the years to people who needed equipment, I assure you. But I just don't talk about it. But it's like, it's people say, oh, please send me this, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I don't care. I don't think sadfish is grifting. I just not a fan of it, but I'd rather give it to people that I know really need it.
It can be. I mean, it can be grifting. I mean, it depends. If you have enough money for something and you ask for more money, then I guess.
Oh, yes. Well, that's not being a grifting. That's being a shithead. Look, you should be appreciative of every dollar you get.
Yeah.
I think everybody who sends me something, I think personally, I read the super chats, the people that donate me to GoFundMe, I give every one of them a thank you. I make sure that I thank each and every person, whether you send me PayPal or Patreon or you're a member of the channel, every single one gets the thank you. Because I want to be appreciative of things. So if I made $10, you have to do a lot more than that. Why? Why should it be based upon amount? That's not cool. See, it shouldn't be. Grifting shouldn't be based on amount. It should be the effort that got into it, right? Yeah. I'm busting my ass for 2 hours a night. That's all it matters. And out of that, I got these. And I'm very grateful for them because I want to try these out. I haven't tried them yet because, like I said, the last pair I bought of these, I couldn't get them to charge right. And I guess I left them out and the dog ate one of them. I think swallowed it. Because I only found one, it was chewed. And the other one I never found. So I assume he ate it. Not kidding.
But that's a wireless headset, or what is that?
Yeah, the wireless earpieces.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I want to be able to listen to music when I sleep or something. So I was going to try them out. I can buy you and me both. Look, my YouTube career, gone. I'm done. I'm done with YouTube. YouTube, no offense, could piss off. I'm done. All I'm going to do is Fridays, a non sequitur show. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to do philosophy. But other than that, I don't give a shit what happens on YouTube any longer. I just don't. I find YouTube to be almost as bad as Twitter nowadays. There are so many dishonest players and agents, and all they want to do is lie about people. And all these people make all these videos about it. I'm not sure I make one or two, but they spend about 5 or 6 hours a day making videos on the same crap. That's not what I'm into.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in it. So yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I don't care.
Snaps.
Yeah. My grifting powers to keep you as a patron. Is that how it works? Well, at least you know the money went to good use. This and a poke bowl. I don't know if you ever had a poke bowl, dude, but poke bowls are good. They're you pick the rice. So I had brown rice. Then you pick the protein. I had ahi tuna and salmon. Then you pick your veggies, and I got a seaweed salad. Then you picked a sauce, which I had a wasabi cilantro sauce. And then I had fried onions on top and some other stuff. It was so good.
I can't do spicy, dude. I heard wasabi is spicy as hell, dude.
No, this was not spicy. Not poke balls. Sorry, poke bowls. A poke bowl. They're called poke bowl.
Whatever.
Yeah, poke bowl.
I tried if it's not spicy. Mm.
Look up a poke. So
Oh.
poke. It's called Pokehana. Pokehana. Poke bowl.
Okay,
Poke bowl.
I'll
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah. They're really good. I was like impressed. They're just like here. I'll still get a picture of a sushi poke bowl.
Send me how?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
like
that looks
churros
good.
and-
And I'll edamame. I had edamame too. Yeah, here we go. Let me show you.
Aluminum.
Aluminium. Aluminum.
The aluminum falcon.
Yeah. Okay, so let me present this.
Well,
This is almost exactly what I had. Something just like this. Yeah, it had salmon and an ahi tuna and an edamame. It didn't have avocado, but it had that. So it's basically a bowl just like that. It's delicioso. So yes, I spend my money on food and little knickknacks, but that's it. Yeah. So
Chinese food or Japanese food. I don't know.
yeah, I like wasabi. I don't like spicy food, right? And it's so funny. Again, people think they know me. They don't. I watch a lot of things with people eating spicy foods. I've seen hot wings, a lot of episodes of hot wings. Or the hot was the hot zone, whatever it is. When they eat the chicken wings. Oh man, that's hilarious. And then I watched them. What's called plutonium 9. Have you seen that? It's a capsium extract, and it's basically concentrated capsium, and so it's 9 million Scoville units. I don't know why I'm fascinated by people that can eat this stuff. I can't. I used to be able to eat hot food pretty regularly, and hot food like habanero hot. But once I developed pre-ulcers and umbilical ulcer, I stopped being able to do it. And I lost my tolerance for it.
You have ulcers
Hot ones.
now?
I have pre-ulcers, yeah.
God damn. Okay. Quite.
Yeah. I've had them for a very long time. It's okay. Hot ones, yeah. Oh, and so to me, I can't even eat like a banana pepper or jalapeno. I don't like any.
You can get that fixed too, right?
I can. I was trying to, but I lost a lot of weight. When I was a couple of years ago, I was up my max. I think it was like 214. I kind of hit, but I'm down. I got down to like 198. I'm like 204 now, which is fine for me. I mean, at my age. But when I was 10 pounds heavier or more, it really hurt a lot more than it does now. So I think losing that gut fat relieved the pressure on it, and it just doesn't bother me that much. But once I eat a hot food, like if I eat a habanero pepper and it reaches that spot, it's death. It's death.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. I will be laying on the ground in a fetal position for quite some time. It's extremely painful.
Yeah.
Like imagine somebody taking a hot poker and just sticking it in your gut.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah. You had a fresh ghost pepper. Yeah. Well, there's a hotter than the ghost pepper is a Carolina Reaper now. And there's even hotter than that. There's what's called scorpion something or other. Scorpion sting or scorpion something. But the ghost pepper used to be the hottest, but now I think the Carolina Reaper beat it. And one of the scorpion types I think is even hotter. But can you imagine it's like 9 billion Scoville units? Come on.
Yeah, that'll kill you.
It can kill you. Yes. Damage. Yeah. It can damage your cause inflammation. Right. So alcohol spices, your digestive system can't cause ultimate. I haven't heard anybody dying from the spice itself, but for the complications, because yes, you can get inflammation and things of that nature. You can throat can close off, all kinds of stuff. I'm not into that.
Sounds like it could rip your stomach open. I mean, fuck, dude.
16 million Scoville. Is that what it is? I think is it 16 million Scoville units for the plutonium 9?
Holy fuck, 16.
That's a lot of Scoville heat units.
That is crazy.
It's 9. No, it's 9 billion. That's what I said. Plutonium 9 is 9 billion. Mad Dog 357. It's called plutonium 9. It's 9 billion Scoville. No, it's 9 million. I'm sorry. It's 9 billion. I'm sorry. Not 9 billion. 9 million. You're right. 9 million. My bad.
Still crazy.
Yeah. That's still, 9 million.
Yeah.
Still. Come on.
Yeah.
I just looked it up. 9 million. Oh my God, though. That's just. Oh, the next day, Cindy. Next day. Look, I'll tell you a story. This is a true story. When I was in Utah, stupid me. Stupid me. This is how I actually realized I had I didn't know what it was at the time. I didn't realize I had a hernia, but I realized something was definitely wrong. And the way I found out is I ate 2 habanero pepper. Not just 1, 2 habanero pepper. Needless to say, the toilet bowl had finger indentations in them the next day, like finger indentations kind of stuff. I was on the floor. I was on the floor about 20, 30 minutes later, give or take. For about 2 hours, I thought I was going to die. It was the most excruciating 2 or 3 days of my life. Never again. Tears. I mean, I was literally crying in pain. It was, never do it. Never do it again. If you think I'm kidding, especially if you have any kind of intestinal issues, go ahead, eat 1 habanero and tell me how your night went. If you, even if you don't, tell me how your night was. Yeah. They do the 1 nut challenge too. Have you seen that, Brandon?
No, what is that?
The 1 nut is a very hot nut, and then they have that, and they have other ones where you get 5 steps. You have level 1, level 2, up to level 5. And so you start with level 1, and then you'll have the second nut and the third. And by the time it gets to number 5, you're just in crazy amount of heat. The worst one, this guy says he saw somebody in the hospital. Yeah, the worst one I ever saw, and I don't know how this guy did this. I don't understand how he did this, but he made ramen with a whole bottle of plutonium-9, with habanero peppers, capsaicin extract, and other stuff, and he made top ramen with it, ate the ramen, and then drank the juice. I don't know how that couldn't kill you. I don't know how you survive such a thing. Your mouth would literally be burning to the point of passing out. I mean, he was flush. I mean, it looked like he was just like ready to pass out. How would you not, though? I couldn't imagine. Look, I bite it. I just taste habanero, and it's going to hurt me.
Yeah, my taste buds are ultra sensitive.
And Lawrence says, yeah, the sad part is habaneros are actually delicious. Yes, you're right. I happen to like the flavor. Habanero salsa. I had one called Blackout, which was a Blackout was a habanero salsa. It was delicious. Absolutely delicious. I loved it. And habanero mango, fantastic. Love those salsas. I love habanero taste. But I don't like the heat. So do they make something with habanero extract where you don't have the capsaicin in it? Because I can't do it, but I love habanero flavor. Mango habanero is so good. So good. And if I have any kind of salsa and I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I'll suffer. I'll have mango habanero and I'll suffer. Because that's the only habanero worth the pain because it's so good. But it's far and few between, and I won't do it if I have to go work the next day because I would die. Yeah, there's a 1 chip challenge too. The Pingua or whatever it is, 1 chip challenge. And it's so funny because I've seen some of them. It's a black Dorito chip, right? And it has mostly I think Carolina Reaper or something on it. But they'll break it apart and they'll try, have one little piece and we're done. No, eat the whole chip and tell me how your day went. I won't do it. I will never do one of those challenges. Nope. You couldn't pay me. You couldn't pay me. Maybe I don't know how much. What would be the minimum I would take to do that? $10,000 maybe.
To do what?
To do like a 1 chip challenge, eat the whole chip.
Oh,
I would do it for 10 grand, but I wouldn't do anything for anything less. I don't think I'd do it for 5 grand. I don't think I'd do it. I just why suffer?
At least 10.
10 grand maybe. I'd probably do it for 10 grand. But yeah, that's just. Has anybody tried those challenges? Has anybody done the 1 chip challenge? Or tried plutonium-9? Because I hear it has no flavor. Because the plutonium-9 is supposed to be 1 drop mixed in with a batch of stuff. It's supposed to be for making a large amount of food. And so you're not supposed to eat it plain. Oh, you have? Okay. And what was the challenge you did and how far did you get? And what did you think of the experience? And I want to know how it was the next day. Yes, Mr. Hanky. Mr. Hanky's no fun the next day. It's bad. I mean, Landon, have you tried it? Have you had really hot food? It's no bueno. No bueno. So what is it that you tried? I'm curious. And come on in. The link to join is in the above here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you can't taste anything. Your mouth does go numb. Yeah, I get that. But the problem is your mouth also burns. A few $100, not a chance in the world. Not a chance in the world. Well, you're not going to die off one chip. That's not enough. But you're going to feel like you are. Because, again, you got to remember, the way capsaicin works, it doesn't actually burn, right? It's not a burn. It's not like a physical burn. It's your nerve endings attaching to on the receptors is your nerve endings that has the capsaicin attached to it, which gives you the sensation. So your nerves are triggering, but it's not burning sensation. It's not like an actual burn. So there's no physical damage. The only physical damage that can happen is due to inflammation or something along those, or allergic reaction. And again, I'm not a doctor, but I read up on that. So I think that's pretty well correct. But as far as like, it doesn't actually burn you. You can't actually get an actual burn, but the reaction is very similar to a burn. It can cause your skin to flush, and it feels like a burn. It looks like a burn. It acts like a burn, but it's not an actual skin burn. It feels like the burn, but it's not actually real heat. It's your brain. If you can actually shut the signal off, you wouldn't feel it. But your brain thinks it's actually burning. But you're going to have a reaction, which is the redness, which is a reaction of the skin. The next day I burped uncontrollably and it hurt. Ooh, that does not sound like fun. That doesn't sound like fun, especially the next day. I see things that have residual stuff. I'm not a fan of. This is why, I wouldn't take like 100 milligrams of pot or something like that. I wouldn't want to be high the next day. I don't want anything residual. I don't even like hangovers. The last time I got drunk was on my birthday, was back in February, and I didn't have much of a hangover at all, really. But I can't remember the last time I had a really massive hangover where you just feel like you're death. It has been years. Oh, it's not wanting to digest. If you want to see that guy eat a hot sauce, type in spice wing and challenge ends emergency. Again, they probably had inflammation, right? Yeah, nothing cools it down. Yeah, you can drink milk or something like that. But you know what a chemist should invent? How about, why not invent something that actually debonds the capsaicin from the nerve ending, whatever the chemical reaction is? I have no idea. But whatever it is that causes that binding, why couldn't you eat something that does the opposite, or is more likely to bond and doesn't have that same sensation? I know I'm not a chemist, but I'm telling you, if somebody wanted to invent something that would worth $1 million, make a millionaire out of you, invent something that gets rid of that heat instantaneously and makes it go away and just nullifies it. An acid would have a base, right? Or base would have an acid. Those nullify each other, right? You put something with a high acid content with a high base content, you get a pH neutral because they cancel each other out if they're in equal parts. But why couldn't you do that for heat? If something, just make $1 million. Go ahead. Well, no, I wouldn't. Dude, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Like I said, I was curious who did. And what was the challenge? Did you do the one chip challenge? And how long did it take to get sent to you? Yeah, I just couldn't imagine it. Nope. All I want to do is talk, have fun, and people want to send $1 or $2. That's fine. But if not, that's cool too. Either way, I'm gonna try these headphones out tonight so they stop streaming. I really did it because a buddy of mine didn't get through his. Oh, there was 2. I grabbed that sucker and went to town. But what was it? You still haven't told us what it was. So that's the only person that's done a heat test? Only one. Probably not that prevalent. Just checking my messages here. Nothing of consequence. Landis says hot numbing peppers can deceive you into thinking your body won't react, but it does react as hot peppers pass through your system. Damn right. And yes, I know. And again, once it hits my intestine, or actually once it hits my stomach, because my stomach can't take it. And even the wasabi that I had the other day in that poke bowl, I felt a little bit. It wasn't bad. It wasn't excruciating or anything like that. It was like, yeah, a little upset. But I like wasabi, right? Wasabi is a great flavor. So, you eat sushi, you got to have wasabi. But it's done in moderation, right? But I mean, if you had a whole pepper, if you ate a whole Carolina Reaper, I don't know how you survive. I'd be in critical pain. Yeah, it's night for me too. It's 11:45, and I'm going to call it quits here in less than 15 minutes. So Cinderella, okay, guys, it's 1:45. Really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Thanks for having me, of course. Welcome back. I will be streaming tomorrow for Non Sequitur Show. We have a supposedly we have somebody coming in, a flat earther named Bev. He's not bright. He's timid, so I don't think he's going to show personally. I don't know. He says he is, but he was like, well, they haven't even told me how I'm going to get the link yet. I'm like, I'm going to give it through DM. Okay, it's not rocket science. You get a DM, you join. It's not complicated. Look, I don't know why flat earthers are the very few people that have a very difficult time joining Hangouts. I don't get it. Everybody else seems to have no problem. Give a link, they join. Flat earthers, oh my God, it is a production to get a flat earther in a stream. I'm not even joking. Ask anybody who does any kind of debunking of flat earthers. Flat earthers are so stupid and they're so inept. They just, for some reason, almost always have a problem figuring out how to join a stream. I don't know. But Rez Rhetoric will be with us tomorrow. It'll be 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern. And Bev Try Thinking is his full name, is supposed to join us and give us his model, which he says isn't flat Earth, but it is flat Earth. I don't know. He says the Earth is flat, but not flat. Whatever. Oh, Carolina the Pocky Chip channel. Yeah, challenge. Yeah. $18. Yeah, that's the one chip channel. One chip challenge is the Pocky chip, which by the way, they ran out from my understand. So there's been a lot of people doing it, but it's the Carolina Reaper. It's called is that the Madness one? Let's look at this. The Pocky Carolina Reaper Madness one chip challenge tortilla chip. It's $19.11 on Amazon. So about $18. They only have 19 left in stock. That was the 2021 version. Was it the yellow one with the skull? Here, was it this one? Let me show you. Was it this one? That's a 2021 because I think the 22 version is red. Yeah, there ain't no way in hell. For $10,000, I would do it, and I would wait the 5 minutes before I drank because you have to wait 5 minutes, I think, right? That's the challenge. The challenge isn't eating it, right? The challenge isn't eating it. The challenge is eating it and not drinking anything for 5 minutes. Yes, it was. That was anything spicy since. So would you say that it was hell? Was it excruciating? And it's flat. And you did it for nothing. You spent money to do it. You spent $18 to give yourself PTSD and a memory that you're never going to forget the rest of your life. See, nope, no, see, nope, never would do it. Never would do it. Nope, not for free. Even then, for 10 grand, I really would have to consider the implications because I can't imagine how hot that is. I mean, like I said, I ate 2 habanero peppers and that was excruciating. This is way hotter than that. Oh, your buddy paid for it. Okay. Even still, you didn't make anything. I ran for the milk. So I don't think they tell you how hot it is, but I could guess from a Carolina Reaper, Scoville units it is 1.7 million. So it's Carolina Reaper, and the other one's a Scorpion Pepper, which is about 1.2 million. But I think there's hotter versions now. So 1.7 million Scoville units, as opposed to a habanero, which has 100 to 350,000. So basically, this is going to be a solid 5-6 times the amount of heat, even the hottest habanero. So if you only had the low end, 100,000, this is going to be 17 times hotter than that. Nope. 17 times hotter than what I've had. I couldn't imagine that. Wow, you know what? I'm getting nauseous just thinking about it, man. I'm getting sick just thinking about it. So I'm going to call it a night because my stomach's queasy now. I believe in flat Minkowski space. Well, yes, Landon Kurt. No, the universe is locally flat. Minkowski space is locally flat, geometrically speaking. How that interprets to the rest of the non-observable universe, who the hell knows? But yes, I do believe that Minkowski space in the local geometry is flat. You sweat everywhere. I picked it up on with a paper towel to avoid getting my fingers, but my eyes still burned so badly I couldn't open them. Oh, nope. I mean, well, can you wear gloves for it? Some of them you can't wear gloves for it, so you have to pick it up real carefully, because you get that stuff in your eyes. But anyways, I'm serious. I'm getting really nauseous now just thinking about this. So I'm going to call it a night, guys. I just wanted to hang out, see how his day was, because I had nothing really of interest to stir about. My mouth is watering, though, and I'm hungry, and yet I'm nauseous at the same time. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks. I'm having flashbacks when I had those habaneros, too. Miserable experience. I'm really getting nauseous. I'm going to throw up. Good night, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow on Non Sequitur Show with Red's Rhetoric and maybe Bev. Try thinking. So see you then.